What is up, guys? Scrub King here. I'm finally back. Finally got my laptop, so I'm able to post videos now. And I just wanted to start out with, of course, one of my favorite decks, the Salamangreat. Give you a little bit update on the January 2020 new year. Ban list is coming up, so hopefully this deck doesn't get murdered on the ban list. We'll see what happens. But we'll just get right into it. So, of course, we starting off with the one Gazelle. This card is still probably the best card ever printed. Nah, let me not hype it up. But, you know, it's Foolish Burial on legs, so it's 4 legs, so it's pretty good. And it's special summons and stuff. One, Lady Debug. Especially with the new Cyberse archetype coming out, like Adignister and Umrentus, it's definitely good that they hit this to 1. But I used to really hate this card. Now you kind of have to play it. Consistency is a itch. And you just play one Falco. So Falco is really good, you know, to go into Dweller plays. And you can recur back your Will, your Rage, and your Roar. It's really cool because if you also like end up at a play where you just leave the Gazelle on field and you don't have a way to add it back, you can just bounce it back, special summon the Falco, and then go into Dweller. So all pretty good plays. The Falco is definitely missing here is the Foul. I do not run Foul anymore, so I was running it for quite some time. I think my last build had Foul in it. It ended up being where it's not really a card that you need right now. It's not. We play different extenders now. The Foul is just so. I mean, you could go into Dweller easily with the Falco and Jaguar. That you don't need the Foul. I mean, it's still pretty good. So, you know, I'm not saying don't run the Foul, or at least try without it. I prefer without it. It was basically either run Foul or Debug in my build. So I guess I reluctantly went with the Debug. So now to the more of non-one-ofs. So definitely probably the second best card in the deck is Flame Buffalero. This card, I'm afraid that this card is going to get hit. It's so good. Going Banelinks, Chainlink 2, Buffalero Chainlink 1, and drawing 2, and then getting your graveyard set up is just disgusting. So this card is basically a Salamangreat card. Really good. It's also being a level 3, comes in clutch sometimes. And then this is one of the extenders I was mentioning about. So 2, Sea Archiver. I might have played this at 1 in the last build. You definitely just need more extenders now. So playing at 2. Wouldn't play at 3. It gets too cloggy. Unless you just want to go this into Banelinks, which is one unique way of doing it. Unclog your hands, and you can still, if you special summon like Spinny on the Banelinks Link Pointer, you could still special summon it from the grave. So it's just amazing extender. It gets you into all your plays and what the deck really wants to do. 3, Foxy, especially now with this beautiful rarity. I love Foxy. Yeah, this card is amazing. It deals with there can only be one slowly, I would say. And also in the grind, you can just mill the top 3, excavate the top 3, and at least pick up a Salamangreat, usually a Spinny. So it's just amazing. So this card, at 3, you have to max it. And of course, you have to max out the Spinny. Nothing much to say about it. You absolutely have to max out on these cards. So play 2, Jaguar. 1 you'll see later, but definitely I do play Desires. But more importantly, there are a lot of cards that will banish this, like Sky Striker cards, Called by the Grave, DD Crow. So you definitely just want to have an extra one just in case. It doesn't hurt, you know. And also, you know, helps with Dweller. Dweller plays are still a thing. So hand traps. So I know a lot of Salamangreat players, they play a shit ton of hand traps. I try to play the minimum. So just 3 infinite permanents. This card is just amazing. Always been amazing. It's going to be interesting to see that new trap hole card, the one that negates basically anything and inflicts 2,000. It's going to be interesting. I still think impermanence is better though, because you can just activate it going second. So impermanence and Ash. Ash is so good in Salamangreat. Like you have no idea. You could just keep recurring this with Wolf. It's just amazing. So you absolutely have to play Ash in Salamangreat. If you're gonna play a hand trap, it's gotta be Ash. Maybe not the impermanence, but definitely Ash. So I see some people cutting this down to 2. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I just prefer the 3. I love impermanence. It's probably one of my favorite cards in general in any deck. I also do play 2 Phantasmes. I don't think this card is actually needed, to be honest with you. So this is kind of like that flex spot. You can also put, you know, Skullmeister. You could put a Deeding Crow. I personally am not a fan of like clogging the deck in hand traps, because I usually have the unlucky fate of just drawing the hand traps and not drawing any follow-up. But Phantasmic is so good at, like, you know, obviously special summoning, and then searching through your deck to look for your, you know, side deck options or those extenders in your deck. It's good to have. It's terrible against those rogue decks like True Draco, because it does nothing, or Subterrors. But it's just a nice to have, especially in the mirror. This card gets the business, I would say. But definitely not needed if you don't have the money to play it. I mentioned that Flame Buffalo was the second best card in the deck. I think this card is the best card in the deck, Sanctuary. This card is by far the most important card in your deck. Like, if you're going to banish anything, you could banish whatever you want except for this one. So Sanctuary, the one of the hollow. Thank you, Konami. You like you obviously have to play it, but it's just, you have to protect it. It's so important in this deck. 3 Silent Mining. This card is a mandatory. You need to play it. Of course, the 1 circle. So the roto cards, you need to place 3 Silent Mining. There's nothing. There's no if buts about it. Discarding a Salamangreat and then searching Gazelle and special summoning Gazelle off that interaction is just amazing. It's just God. So you have to play it. Like, you have to play these rotos. There's nothing you can do. I play just 2 Pot of Desires. I had a lot of issues running 3 where I just kept drawing Desires off of Desires, which got really annoying. It just was my luck. So I just play 2. I'm a big fan of just 2 of a lot of things. Like at the 2 Phantasmic, 2 Desires. Speaking of 2 Will with Salamangreat. People was playing 3, and I understand. When I was playing 3, I just clogging my hands with Will, which becomes a nuisance. I play 2. I would normally just play 1, to be honest with you, but I'm playing Desire, so I'm trying to play a little bit safe. It's not that bad. You could discard, if you have an extra Will, you could just discard Will for the Foxy Engrave, special summon it, so you could do other shenanigans with it. But this card is also amazing. And I know a lot of people aren't playing it. I just think that's not correct. I mean, this is the card you want to see when you get Nibiru. Even though it doesn't get you everywhere, it gets you somewhere. Continuing the trend of the 2 Cosmics. I just hate going against back row when I'm using Salad. And even though Salamangreat does have a pretty good matchup against back row, you could go shuffle them back with Heat Leo. I like to take care of them up front. So Cosmic is amazing. Cosmicing the Babel is just a god move, because once they get that Babel removed from play, it is very tough for them to bring it back. So Cosmic it is. 2 Mind Control. So I know this is a little bit unusual. Salamangreat players usually side this card in. I don't really win die rolls almost ever, which makes like a control player like me my life miserable. So Mind Control is just there just in case, you know, if I lose die roll, I go second, I still have options. So this takes care of the Sky Striker board. You could just take their monster, link it away, and their Ray Engrave won't activate its effect. Also in the mirror match, this card is just amazing. And now I think Salad's starting to gain a little bit of popularity again. Less people are playing Nibiru, or more people are siding it. This card is amazing. So Mind Control, 2 Roar, and then 1 Rage. So, you know, there's ratios back and forth. You know, 2 Rages, 1 Roar. I think this is the best ratio, personally. I like being a little bit selfish with the Roar. So setting itself off like my reincarnated Heat Leo, and then it banishing when it leaves the field, knowing I still have a second Roar. I just like to be a little bit more selfish with my Roar, so I play another one just in case. And of course, Desires. Rage is okay. I mean, a tough matchup for the deck is obviously like Thunder Dragon, and Rage doesn't do anything, so it's okay. Roar is just a better card in general. All right, so extra deck. Extra deck is not too crazy, I would say. So just 3 Balinks. Nothing crazy. 3 Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf is the god of the extra deck. I'm a little bit worried that Konami's going to semi-limit this and put it to 2, which won't kill the deck, but you'd have to really do well in terms of resource managing. So you'd have to be much more careful playing the deck, which I think it would actually be more fun. Try to test your skill as a solid player, just playing 2. I feel like Konami's just gonna semi-limit this. Hopefully I eat my words and they don't, but I just feel like I think that would be the right move if you're gonna touch the deck and not really kill it, is semi-limiting Wolf. And then 2 Heatleo, no big deal. 2 Stalio. You got the Hita. Hita fun plays, you know, getting out the with the fire Sky Striker, what is it, Kagari, yeah, getting back the Kagari, going straight up to Heatleo. Just plussing off that is amazing. And of course the God card, Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is so good this format, taking care of Orcus, which is the craziest deck, which will definitely get hit. At least I think Babel will get hit. But yeah, Dweller being the card, Phoenix. And the difference of my deck is that, so usually people play like Apollo and Avramax. So these cards are really good. I've played them in here. They're definitely the go-to, but I was just trying to have some fun, so I was playing 2 Pyro Phoenix. So this card is really interesting. Overall, I would give it, you know, kind of like a B. Like, so these cards are like A+. Like, if you're gonna go to regional, definitely play these, because these out like the Thunderboards and help you against Nibiru and whatnot. This is just more for fun, and no one was expecting Pyro Phoenix. So I would give it like an overall B. The effect to burn gave me a win in time. So it's still my main phase, and I reincarnated, did the shenanigans, special summon and whatnot. And I ended up winning because of the burn effect, so it's pretty cool. And no one expects it. And it activates during your opponent's turn too. So if they link summon, they get burned. So it's pretty awesome. So I think this card is cool, but if I'm going to like a big tournament, I mean, I play at locals, no big deal. But if I'm going to like a big tournament, I'll probably put these in. They're definitely the better option right now in the meta. But no one's expecting Pyro Phoenix. So just a quick little FYI on that one. Now to the side deck. So obviously the side deck depends on like your meta. So if you're gonna play this at locals, you're gonna kick your friend's ass at his house. It depends. I don't know. It all depends what your side deck's gonna be. My side deck is geared a little bit towards the meta right now. And some of my side deck cards are from like my other decks, so they might be different sleeves. But overall, this is my side deck. So the third, Mind Control. I mentioned it earlier, but I absolutely love this card, especially when you're gonna go second, of course. Especially in the mirror match, this card is just amazing. Like no one expects me to main it, but just putting the third one definitely helps in situations that are just difficult in general. So of course, 1 Mind Control, 3 Twin Twister. Back row is is one of Salamangreat's favorite things to go against. And you don't mind a discard. That's the difference between playing this and Heavy Storm Duster. Even though kind of Salad could be played as a control deck, but you definitely don't mind the discard. You want to see your graveyard full. So that's what makes Twin Twister better. Of course, 3 Lancia. You can play System Down. The thing about System Down is that a lot of Orcus players automatically side in Lancia, regardless, even if they're not playing a mirror, because they're expecting the System Down. So since everyone's playing the Lancia, your System Down is most likely going to be Lancia. So it becomes a dead card. You're paying 1,000 for nothing. So Lancia is just a good card. Usually, if you can stun Orcus for a turn, you can go in for the OTK, but it depends. You can make an argument for both, but I like Lancia and Salamangreat personally. And of course, evenly match. So this takes care of those control matchups as well, like Twin Twister. More importantly, it also does take care of Orcus. So when they have the IP Masquerade on board with the Babel and maybe a couple sets there and there, you can take care of that. They're usually the Babel on field. That's where the Cosmics come in. You can do some shenanigans with that. But evenly is just a card that I don't think a lot of people are really playing around, to be honest. And it's a sleeper, so a really good card. Just side in 2 Nibirus. To be honest, I actually don't have a third Nibiru. I actually only own 2. But I don't know if I would side in 3. I've never really been a big fan of Nibiru, but I must admit that I absolutely destroyed Salamangreat. So this is a card you would play in the mirror match. And I do expect people to play this against me. That's why the Apollo is much better in terms of a meta call than the Pyro Phoenix, just because this card obviously negates monster effects. But Nibiru is a card. Definitely seeing a lot more play again. And just 3 pranks. This card's still good. I mean, I see some people not siding it anymore. It's still a good card. So in general. But yeah, guys, that's kind of wraps it up. That's my Salamangreat January 2019 deck profile. Hopefully, you know, this deck doesn't get hit too bad in the upcoming ban list. I think it will get lightly touched. I definitely think Orc is going to get destroyed with Battle being banished or banned. But if they're going to ban all the good decks, then this deck becomes overpowered, so they might touch this one, maybe Sunlight Wolf or something like that. But we'll see what happens, and I'll definitely be posting more videos. I finally got my laptop going, and I'll be posting more. I'll probably post my Subterra deck profile and whatnot. I'm going out to a regional next weekend. And I'll let you guys know how I do and what deck I bring for that one. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.